Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. I was coming down here and just had to capture myself one more Enderman, even though we don't need any more. But I was coming down here because I managed to get an enchanted chainmail helmet. So it's something that we haven't really touched on for quite a few episodes, but if I can find one more piece of that, that'll be great. All these other ones are fairly easy to get ourselves a version of. I should do this at some point, and it'll just be the blank stuff here. I'd like to get the enchanted stuff purely from mobs, and maybe even this stuff purely from mobs as well, just as a bit of a challenge rather than buying it from our villagers. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm not too worried either way. This is something that I can chip at over time. So with that being said, this episode we're going to go over into this area here. As you can see, I've opened it up and moved those chests over, and we're going to turn this area into a bit of a extended storage room. Now, there will probably be multiple things that I want to do in this spot, but the main thing I want to focus on this episode is building the room itself and then adding some storage silos. Now, for those of you who don't know what a storage silo is, it's basically just a it's a fairly basic storage system, but it has indicators to show whether the chests are full or not. So you can at a glance see how much items you have. How much? How many items you have is proper English, I think. So what we're going to do is quickly grab this redstone box, and I'll just show off the basic idea behind it. If I have the things that I need, let me think. It's a comparator, yes, a couple of blocks as well, and some hoppers. Cool. So the idea behind it is you have a stack of chests like so. Now, this isn't exactly how you would make it, and there's many different ways to align it, but the idea behind it is this. You have that like that, and then, wait, no, you probably do it on the side like this. Then what you do is you have blocks with comparators on them leading out from the chests themselves. So for example, if I put something in here, that's going to light up that comparator. And now, on either side, you have blocks. Oh, do I have... Let me quickly just grab some of this. We need some lamps, some redstone lamps. So we may as well make a decent amount. So what happens is, you have the redstone lamps on a wall, and as you can see with that first one, the power from that chest goes into this block, and it powers that redstone lamp there. And then the same thing happens if that chest was completely full and it filled up that hopper and moved up into this area. As soon as there started being items in that chest, the next layer would light up as well. So what I can do is I can actually stack a bunch of chests hidden behind walls essentially around this back edge and run items along an item filter. No, an item stream, I should say. Run items along there, and they will just go down and fill up these storage silos, and I can make a couple of them along here. And then what I want to do is essentially make it so, if I can do it here, I want to have a space at the front of them where I put one more thing I need to grab, buried down in here. So I want them to be set up so that I can see how full they are. And at the same time, out the front, more likely somewhere like just here, I want to be able to put down a shulker box that is always there. And over time, that will be the lowermost point of the system. So when I come over, I can break the shulker box, grab it, and replace it with another one. And it'll indicate that these are full, but it'll also fill up a shulker box so that if I want to grab one and need to work with it, I can grab it and it'll be full of the item that I need. So that I can put it down, grab whatever stone or whatever item it is from the actual system, and then the one that I replace it with will be sitting there filling up over time as I'm in this area. So the hopper will just be slowly filling it up from the storage silo, and we always have access to a shulker box to grab it from. So that's the basic idea behind it, and you can stack this up. I'm probably going to see how much room I have, and maybe I'll drop this floor down a little bit more. Let me actually see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 is about the most we can get there. I would like 8 in total, but at the same time, I don't want it to be hitting the top there. I need to sleep just quickly. Right, like that. So yeah, I don't want it to hit the top. And so I think that being the case, I might actually drop this back down, maybe another 4 or so blocks, and build up the room from that point forward. so that we have a little bit of space above. I need to patch some holes, but I want to be able to do similar-ish style ceiling as to this and have the extra space to do so. So we do have the beacon set up just above here, and it shouldn't take too long to empty out and make a little bit more room. We'll just have to be careful that we don't go into where we have our little section down here. But I think it should be far enough. Ooh, should light that up in here. I think it should be far enough away from all of that it's not a problem. And so, ooh, wait, before anything else, I was just about to say, let's jump into a time lapse, but there's one thing. I'll go over here first. There's one thing that a lot of you have been waiting for. This is my little AFK, even though I didn't use it. But yeah, okay, cool. The iron farm is up and running, not perfectly. So I realized that I'd made some mistakes in the design, and each pod was actually stopping other pods from spawning, but I have improved it somewhat. I'm doing a bit of testing. So you can see we've got a decent supply of iron, but I'll just fly over there and show you what I've been doing. So I'm trialing some few different designs on the side. That is the original there, and I think I might have to adjust it a little bit more to make it a little bit more efficient, but for now, we're getting plenty of iron. It's coming through. I'll see whether I can wait and see a couple spawn. But something about the way that they're set up, there's one there, and one there, and one there. That's good. They do get stuck on the walls. And yeah, just the guy in the middle. So the thing is, the guy in the middle is actually close enough to the other bays that they, even through walls, can tell that he's there. And so because of that, they don't spawn a golem because they need him to be dead before they start their countdown timer. So it does cause some problems, and I think I might need to stick the villagers a little bit like this one here. I'm trying out, but I haven't seen a spawn. I might need to change up the way they're positioned so that they are far enough away from other villagers, at least on either side, that they don't stop the spawns of another. Oh, that was good timing. So they do spawn there. That's good to know. But yeah, you can see there is sporadic and half-decent spawning of golems on different layers, and it does change from time to time. It'll go fast sometimes, and it'll go slow others. As you'll see here in a second, they spawn up on that platform, they die, and their items come flying out here and back and forth into all the different water streams until they get into the point where they'll travel along to our storage room. So if I just come back over here, we should see, we might even actually get to see it. We might have beat it over. There we go. A few bits of iron coming through. And a little bit more just there too. Wonderful. So yeah, I might just quickly convert all of this into blocks just to clean it up a bit. And it gives me a better idea of what's going on. Definitely starting to get a good supply of iron. So I'll keep fiddling with that off camera in between episodes and seeing whether I can make it a little bit more efficient, fix up my problems, because I have been learning a little bit more about the mechanics of the iron golem spawns. But until then, we're going to continue on with other episodes, and that's stuff that can happen off camera, behind the scenes. Good, we can see even more coming through there. So it's still working even at a distance. Now, all of that being said, and we're up to date, I've gathered some materials already, some extra wood, so I should hopefully have enough to do a fair chunk of this area. I'm going to do a time-lapse to build up this room, which will probably be larger than it needs to be. We're going to make it larger than just this storage silo area, and maybe expand down that direction a fair way so that we just have some empty space to use in the future for anything, basically. So I'm going to make a big hall here. It's going to be a decent sized time lapse. And then when we get back in, we can start working on making sure these storage silos are all fixed up. And I can start moving some of the bulk storage that I have over in my barrels over there into here and free up some shulker boxes. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Whoop! and I definitely didn't keep to the style that I thought I was going to. Welcome back in, folks. We've ended up with a warehouse. So as I was building it and coming up with ideas, it just didn't seem to quite fit to continue this more homely style, I suppose. This feels more like, oh, distractions always. But we actually did, while I was doing it all, why are there so many zombies? While I was doing all of the work, this guy just randomly came up and attacked me. He's called Iron Farm because I was using those for the Iron Farm. But yeah, he just randomly came and attacked me just like that. But I turned around and saw that he had diamond on him, and I obviously had to catch him. So we've got him. We'll probably take him down at some point to the little storage area down in the repository. But I ended up making this more like a warehouse, as though it is the storage for the terraforming job. All of these little pieces in between the wood, they're going to be where my storage silos go. So I'm going to take out that middle section and place in the lamps. And I think what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4 of them as stone, because that's going to be the one that I use the most of and collect the most of. Then I might have 1, 2 for grass, and then 2 for the sandstone or sand themselves. So maybe sandstone and sand. I'll see what happens as it unfolds, but we're going to have to make some room. And then the other thing that I came up with while I was doing this is up here, I actually want to open up this area and create like a inlet where water comes in here and we have a barge. So a bit like a barge filled with storage of maybe some shulker boxes and barrels. That is the place where we come back to while we're doing our massive terraforming job. And yeah, use the resources that's on this barge. So probably come back a little bit further into this area here, and it'll make use of this part of the room, and we can connect it up with this. So, with that being said, where did I put my redstone box? I didn't notice it in here. I'm not actually sure where I put it. Oh, wait, I think I do know where it is, because we went over to the iron farm. Oh, hello. Let's check over there. I hope I haven't lost it. There it is. Wonderful. So we'll grab ourselves the redstone box and we'll get set up ready to start making some silos. So one of the big things that I'm going to need to do is make sure I have enough... Oh, Enderman everywhere, always. Let's capture him. There should always be an Enderman in each room, for sure. Yeah, wonderful. All right, you can sit over in the corner here, out of the way. Great. So I want to make sure I have enough of the redstone components to make all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, which means that I'm going to need exactly a stack of the redstone lamps. So I'm going to go make myself up a bunch of those. We've got 16, so we only need 48 more, which I didn't quite have enough of the glowstone for, but glowstone's very easy to get. Just do it like that. Wonderful. Then I just need to make sure that I have enough comparators, I think is the other one that I'll need. So it's 8 per again, so I'm going to need a full stack of those as well. And a bunch of hoppers. I'm going to make up some redstone stuff. I just realized how much I'm going to need. So I'm going to get enough redstone, and then each one of these is going to also have 8 double chests, which is 16 per bay. That's 2 stacks of chests. So I need to do a little bit of resource gathering. I'll get those set up, and then we can start making these storage silos. The other thing that I will just mention is I do want to have maybe a staircase coming up here, and we could make some extra stuff on top of our base over here. There's a surprising amount of room up here that we could have another room that has some other reason for being there. There's always more to add. So let me gather those materials, and we'll come back and start making some storage silos. Okay, so I got myself a bunch of stuff sorted out for it. We have our hoppers, our comparators, our chests and everything. So now I'm going to make my way into here. And the thing that I realized as I was making this all is we're probably going to burst out the side of the wall, the outside part of the island out there. So it is what it is. It's just going to require a little bit of work to reset everything up, but that's not too bad. Yeah, there we go. You can see straight away. And it's not too hard to just grab a little bit of extra stone and cover it in once it's done. So what we're going to do is start off by adding in a couple of these, just so that we have an idea of where it is. And also start off with our first chest. Now that means that a comparator is going to go directly into here. And that's going to, when I put something in there, turn on that first light. So that's good. We know that that's working. Now all we have to do is stack up our chests on the back here and then add ourselves a block next to every single one of the hoppers that we put in. And that's where we can put our comparator. So I'm going to stack that up here and just make my way up with all these comparators, setting up the storage silo itself. And then we can move on. All right, let's just fly out here. You can see how it's going to break through this section of the cliff face, so it will just require some extending there. We have ourselves set up with 7 high. Now, it's probably not as high as I was hoping. I should have gone up one more up here. I did have the space for it, but I haven't done it. That's okay, though. I think 7 times 4 is 28. 28 double chests is the equivalent of 56 shulker boxes worth of stone, so I'm pretty happy with that amount, and I think that, yeah, that'll be plenty. So the last thing that we want to do is probably, that will power that, and then if we put a hopper like this into there, and then one straight down like that, now we can have probably an item filter individually on each one, set up so that as the water stream runs along here, along this back section, it's going to flow over the top of this particular one here. And yeah, I should be able to squeeze in a item filter in there as well. So I'm going to set up all of these so that I have the full 8 of them across the back. And I'll pop back in once I've got them all organized, and we'll set ourselves up with a water stream. So I'll be back with you in a second. Lots of cuts this episode, I know, but trying to make it all work. And how did I not fall off there? Trying to make it all work so that it's understandable, but also not just waste too much time. So be back with you in just a second. Okay, so I have all the storage silos set up. And as you can see, I have shulker boxes in the position that they will be. For the pick-upable part of the storage silo, I couldn't think of a way to say that better. So if I pick this up, I got a glass block so that if there's no shulker box there, there's still not going to be spawnable space. And that line of hoppers comes directly out of the bottom chest. So we'll get to see when the bottom chest is lit up still, and we have our shulker boxes to grab the storage of whatever we require. So the next thing to do is to jump up on top and make some water streams and such. To do so, I think I'm going to need some more glass because I used a lot of it up. Oh, I have a little bit, but I'll grab a little bit more as well. I used a heap when I was doing the work on the iron farm. So I'm just going to clear out my inventory a little bit, make some room because I just have so much stuff in there. There we go, that'll do for now. And this is why I love having a trading hall. I could just come down here, show you guys how much emeralds I've made as well. See, we're getting excuse me. We're getting a really decent supply of emeralds now just from trading through this stuff. So that's obviously filling up at a significant rate. And as is this here, I've actually got a shulker box worth there, but I've been trading through it, and those must have happened as I was doing excavation work. But again, these guys will just trade all of that stuff. Oh man, he's been converted twice now. Obviously there's some spots where zombies will spawn and they come over while I'm busy, and just hit that one guy in particular. So we'll deal with that later. For now, I'm just going to grab some of those emeralds and get myself a decent little supply of glass. And I would like to grab a few more librarians in the future, just for some different trades so that I have them available. But for now, I know that I can do this and get exactly 3 stacks of glass with the trade cycle. And then if they refresh their trades while I'm here, depending on the time of day, I can actually get 6 full stacks of glass. So much quicker than trying to smelt it up. Even with a super smelter, it's almost quicker to just do it this way. But it looks like they're not going to give me another trade today. That's okay. I think the stuff in my storage will be enough combined with these 3 stacks. So we'll jump up top and I'll start showing you how I want to set it out. Now, one thing that I will need to do is actually go get a bunch more ice, because as far as I can tell, I've got the ice box here, but it's got nothing in it. So we might have to do a little adventure to get some ice to finish this up. So damn, that's all right. I can get the idea started, and maybe Well, honestly, I was thinking about splitting this into a two-parter where I actually come up here and create the barge and finish up the warehouse area, tying it all together. So for starters, what I'm going to do is come across here with some glass, and essentially the glass is just going to encase the water stream like it would any other. And then, ooh, I almost fell then. I come across here. Actually, what I should be doing while I'm here is filling in the spaces in between so that I can just walk along the middle. That's the easiest. So what I would like to do is actually make it so that there is a input point, maybe in the corner here or on the end wall. I'm not exactly sure just yet. That we place down a shulker box or something worth of materials, and it takes them out of the shulker box, shoots them into the water line. We've got plenty of room back here to set something up. And then what it does is shoots that along here. We set up each one of these that are going into a silo with a item sorter. And then we just need some ice to, okay. We just need some ice to run, to continue the items running along here without them stopping. And then at the end, I would like to have a pickup chest, probably somewhere near or in this, this next area around where the storage barge is, that picks up all the leftover pieces. So even if we had random stuff inside the shulker box that we put down, it's still going to come across and deposit the leftovers at the end. So yeah, I think I definitely will start this next episode off doing this. Not start it. I think I'll make the next episode about doing all this and setting up the item stream. So to finish this one off, I think we're going to go for a little bit of a fly around and see whether we can find some ice. Take our ender chest and fill up that ice box. So I'm going to grab some rockets and let's head out in a direction and see what we can find. All right. I think I'm going to head out in that direction, which is south, because I haven't really done much exploring out that way. I've gone that way and that way a bit as well, and out that way. So we're going to head that direction and see whether we get lucky. And I can have a little talk with you guys while I do. So as I fly out this direction, behind me, we definitely have the looming project of the Isle of Ender. So I think what I'm going to do is do it in bursts. I want to go about it in a way that isn't too strenuous on me, but when I have the energy, I want to jump into it in a way where I get a lot done in a short amount of time. So I think I'm going to spend a couple more episodes, I'm not sure how many exactly, but a few more just working towards tidying up a few bits and pieces. So like this storage silos area, and I might want to finish up the super smelter and make stuff like that. There's a couple of projects that I do want to just make and create because I think they're fun and they're stuff that I would like to have before I move on to the next section of islands. That is an interesting shaped piece of land. Oh, there's a cool mountain. Anyway, we continue on. So my idea is, with episode 40 of the Let's Play series, the 40th episode, wow. But that episode is coming up soon, and I would like to do another megasode. And for that one, it's going to take a lot of effort. That's pretty cool looking as well. Might just land in here and grab that. It's going to take a lot of effort, and I think what I'm going to try and do is a huge section of the terraforming. I want to get as much done as I can for the first burst. I may as well take that. And give you guys some decent progress towards it that'll give you an idea of a more realistic showcase of the Isle of Ender than my drawing was in that episode a few episodes back. So I'd love to know what you guys think about that and whether you're interested in me splitting it up over time, or maybe you just don't care about all this other stuff and all you want is for me to continue on and just terraform. So I'd love to know your opinion on that. If you guys really would just like to see the terraforming and me to commit to that and spend, I don't know, however many episodes, 10 or more episodes trying to get all of that done, I'd be willing to do that. But there's so many other little things that I think are fun to add in over time and combine with the sometimes efforts of doing the rest. May as well grab all of this stuff while we're here. I won't take the suspicious stew. Someone will find that one day. Because yeah, while a lot of this is for me, I definitely want you guys to have input towards what I'm doing as well, in the content that you would like to see. Because that's a lot of what I'm interested in, is making stuff that you guys are interested in. Now, while I appreciate the suggestions as far as what you would like me to build. I definitely have a very specific idea of the things that I would like to build. This is more of a question of the order that you would like me to do them in. I really want this build and this whole thing to be my own creation. And while I do appreciate the input, and I do enjoy it, I actually like seeing some ideas, and some of them have been really good. I don't want anyone to feel let down if I don't exactly follow through with their idea. We'll just do the little trick of poking your little bum out there, get 1 pixel of white, and the treasure chest should be right here. Perfect. Couple of diamonds for our troubles. Can't be disappointed in that. And a heart of the sea as well. Lovely. Yes, my achievements are constantly being reset. It is just something that we're going to have to deal with in this series, unfortunately. Hopefully, as I work hard towards this and save up some money, I'm trying my best to save up what I can to upgrade my PC. I want to upgrade most of the pieces of hardware that I have and keeping the graphics card just so that I've got a more reliable PC setup that will record and edit and everything a lot smoother. So thank you Patreons for the assistance in that. Actually, using all of that money is going towards my own personal savings to make that happen. Both of those treasure maps were to the same one, so let's continue on and see whether we get any luck finding ourselves an ice biome. I'm going to sleep for the night and I'll cut back once I've found one. Nice. Okay. It took me a little while. I am 6,500 blocks out now, but we have found some ice. Ooh, and a desert temple. It's a decent size looking ice biome actually. Cool. Okay, very good. And we got some of the good ones as well. This one has the blue ice as far as I remember. Yeah, wonderful. So I'm going to organize my inventory a little bit. Thankfully, I have, for this very purpose, brought along this so that I can build up some shulker boxes, clean up my inventory, and start to make things organized again, all set up and ready to go. So put some of the valuables away in here. In fact, I'll just dump everything that I grabbed while I was along that trip into this, and then I only have to take up 1 slot in the inventory. I'll keep the crafting table out so that I can craft up some of this ice into blue ice, because that's the one that I'll want most of. But I'll pop this over into a time lapse so you guys can see how much I'm getting rid of while I thank my Patreon supporters. I really do just want to reiterate how thankful I am for the support. And like I said, this is something that I will use along with my own money and savings to try and upgrade my system so that it's better and easier for me to create these episodes. Better frame rates, better editing speeds, better rendering speeds, all of that. Everything that I get from my Patreons will be put back into making these episodes a better experience. That's the whole plan. I want to reinvest whatever I make from this into improving stuff for you guys, be it even in the future making merchandise and things like that. So I do just want to thank my Patreon supporters who are on the screen right now, especially Tom, my level 3 supporter. I appreciate the level of support so much. And to anyone else, if you decide you want to help me along this path and help me move on towards making bigger and better things, I'd really appreciate even the smallest bit of support, but there is no pressure. It's only for those who can and want to. So, of course, thank you to those who already are. Thank you for you guys who are watching. Thank you for liking the videos and commenting. I really do appreciate it all. And I hope you're looking forward to more in the future. So with all that being said, and as this time lapse comes to a close, I hope you take care of yourself until the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye guys. Whoop.